Hi, my name is Sarah Jenkins. I am with the blockchainrealtor.com. I'm here with Klaus Skaaning, the CEO of DigiShares. And DigiShares is helping us to build our marketplace on the on Ravencointokens.com so that we can tokenize real estate. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you.
I am just going to dig in. I've got a few questions. First of all, can you just tell me what DigiShares is all about?
Yeah, so DigiShares is a company focused on real estate tokenization. We provide a white label platform supporting the processes related to financing real estate, the ongoing corporate management of the shareholders and the ownership structure, and also trading of real estate assets. So we have a platform that we've been working on for several years that we've deployed in a number of cases, and we're quite happy with. That's what we do.
So awesome. Can you help companies internationally?
Yeah, we can. We are a very an international company ourselves. We actually have employees in 6 different countries and customers, I think, on 4 different continents or something like that. And many of our customers or white label partners are also international and want to reach or tap into international investors. So that's actually quite often the case. And I think that tokenization in itself lends itself well to that process because we can build the compliance, the governance into the token structure itself and make it easier to go international and tap into our foreign investors for your projects.
Yep. Wonderful. If we have a customer signing up on ravencointokens.com, can you tell me what they might experience or kind of walk through that process?
Yeah, so it's I guess it's a regulated process, right? So you have to make sure that everyone you sign up is recognized and verified, both on the identity side and the address side. And basically, you do KYC on individuals, you do KYB on companies, and in some cases, you also may need to check the accreditation status to make sure that they are who they are and they are allowed to invest into your projects. You also have to check that if they are transferring large amounts, they are not money laundering. So there's a number of things you have to be careful with. But otherwise, they basically sign up on the platform, and you or a third-party specialist can verify their identity and make sure, basically validate them. Then you as administrator can approve them to access the system and get into it. Then you can present a number of different projects for them to invest into, and they can basically pick and choose and invest into the assets that they really like and have a yield that is interesting for them in order to diversify their investment. The purchasing process, of course, can facilitate payments both with fiat or with crypto. It's configurable and customizable. You can also ask them to sign a subscription form or purchase agreement as part of the process in order to make it more compliant. And then once they are invested, they can see their portfolio in the system, and they can also trade with other shareholders and with new potential investors in the same property using the bulletin board marketplace. So long answer, but that's basically what they can do.
Yep. Yep. Awesome. How does somebody pay for tokens?
Yeah, that's fully customizable, and we have different, I would say, payment channel providers, and normally I would say the easiest is to facilitate crypto payment with either Bitcoin or Ethereum, but normally I would say with some kind of stable coin like USDC or TUSD, which is what most people understand, and it's has a rather stable value. And the benefit of paying in crypto is that then we can automate all internal processes to a much higher degree than if we use fiat currency. So one of the benefits of using the blockchain technology is that you can make these transactions within the system. You don't have to integrate with a bank and so on. So it's just much more efficient and much less friction, much lower cost generally to do it. But the system also facilitates fiat payment. We're actually working on an integration right now, so we can take normal US dollar as payment, then it will be automatically converted into the corresponding to USDC internally. And then when the investors withdraw again, they get normal US dollar out to their account.
Awesome. My next question is kind of two parts. How does custody work, and how does one know that their tokens are safe?
Yeah, that's a really good question that I could spend an hour to respond to, I think. So there are two types of digital assets in the system. So there's cryptocurrencies potentially in some kind of wallet facilitated by your company or also facilitated by a custodian. And there's also security tokens. So basically the tokenized real estate assets. And let's take the latter first, because it's the easiest actually. So the security tokens, or the real estate backed tokens in the system, you don't really need a custody for that, I would say, because they are very difficult to steal. And even if you could steal them, we can always freeze the tokens that are in the incorrect wallet and then reissue to the correct wallet. Because it's basically a security. So by law, we are forced to be able to reissue tokens that have somehow been lost, or someone has lost a private key to, or they have been somehow ended up in the wrong wallet. So that's number one. Number two is that you can't steal them because you need to be whitelisted in the system to be able to have them in your wallet. So the thief would have to whitelist himself first and be verified by you, and then he could steal them, but you would know the identity of the thief then. So for the security tokens, custody, we don't really see custody as super important, I would say. But you need to have custody for the other digital assets in the system. If you have Bitcoin or USDC or Ethereum, you need to have a custody provider to keep them safe, like a Coinbase or BitGo or Prime Trust. So working with a company, crypto custodian, is similar to a bank, and they keep the assets safe for you, and they also take the legal responsibility for it. So you don't have to get a license to keep the funds. You can allow them to do it. And they have, of course, much better control over keeping the assets secure and safe than we do or you do. So it's important for you to be able to outsource that liability and that responsibility to someone else.
Yep. How do dividends work in your system?
Sorry. It's quite simple actually. So you basically type into the system how much you want to pay out. Click a button, and then it's paid out to all the investors, all the shareholders. So it's just divided out based on their share holdings. So each get the correct ratio of dividends or interest. You can do it as often as you like. You can do it in fiat and in crypto. If you do it in crypto, it's easier because then we can automate the process. You just click a button and it's paid out instantly to 1,000 investors. If you want to do it in fiat, normal US dollar, we cannot automate the process. It then becomes a manual process, and the system will just give you instructions, and you have to do it then from your bank account.
Okay.
So we prefer crypto, and you will too.
Yes, I think so. I have to ask, is this your first project using the Ravencoin network, and are you excited about all the support you're seeing from the Raven community? I know I am. Yeah,
I am too. It is the first project we're doing, and we've actually been in the Ethereum camp until now. I think most tokenization projects are still done on Ethereum, but for obvious reasons, it's really interesting to consider other blockchains such as Ravencoin, and we actually heard a lot of good things about Ravencoin and the ability to just make transactions much less expensive and much faster, much more efficient. Is really attractive, and we also almost completed the migration over to Ravencoin, so we can fully support it in just I think something like next week. So it wasn't complicated either, and it was easy to work with, and generally we are quite excited about it, and looking forward to be a part of the community.
It's very exciting. Is there anything else that you'd like to add or share with us, or any, future projects you have coming up that you want to tell us more about?
Yeah, good question. We are slowly starting to tap into the DeFi ecosystem, so we want to make it possible for real estate developers to provide their assets as collateral for DeFi lending. We think this will be actually a huge part of the value proposition in the future of tokenization. And we also work trying to improve the liquidity. So of course we provide a marketplace within the system that can give some degree of liquidity, and we also have the regulator security token exchanges coming forth with a T0 in the lead. But we think there will also be a need for more lightweight, decentralized versions of liquidity, and we are sort of quite active looking at how we can provide some better options in that field, I would say.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my, handful of questions. I really, truly appreciate it. If you guys have more, want more information, feel free to check out digishares.io. Thank you, Klaus.
Thank you very much.